Movie friends, dead meat friends, welcome back to the channel, doing another dead meat reaction. And this one's going to be for Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. This is the original dead meat kill count, so not the recount. I'm doing all of the original ones, and then I'll do the recounts at some point. But we're going to try to get through all the kill counts for the Friday the 13th franchise. And then I'm going to try to move on to the recounts, and then I'll move on to the Halloween franchise. So really excited about that. But of course, you know, who would I pick as probably the best kill and the least favorite kill of this movie? This one's tough. You know, maybe I would go with, what is his name? Oh God, the kid with the chocolate bar who gets hacked to death by, Vic. Yeah, I can't think of the kid's name, but I liked that kill quite a bit. I thought that was a funny, the only reason why is because I used to laugh at that death all the time. I think it's funny. I mean, obviously it's sad, but it is funny. And for my least favorite kill, probably the guy who owns the place. We never really get to see him die. He just ends up dead. We just see the aftermath. So maybe his death. But without further ado, guys, of course, if you like this type of content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We post as often as we can. We keep it retro while we do it, and we enjoy doing it. So let's go ahead and watch A New Beginning. Very interesting. And this movie is a guilty pleasure of mine. I enjoy this film because of the, well, silliness of it. And I think it's a lot of fun. So 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, released in 1985 as the 5th installment of our beloved Friday the 13th series. That's right, the last body from the final chapter wasn't even cold before Paramount decided to cash in on some more Jason Voorhees and bring the series back from its proclaimed end. Problem was, they definitely killed Jason in the 4th one.
Yep.
Like, killed him real dead. You're not supposed to come back from that. So they decided to try a new direction with this one. Not in terms of content.
Unless you're supernatural.
It's still naked teenagers getting brutally murdered. But they left Jason dead in an attempt to kick off new villains in the series. Really should have learned from the third Halloween movie that you just don't mess with a horror series like that. But perhaps correctly anticipating a backlash from the lack of Jason, they definitely upped the body count and nudity in this one.
Yeah,
so
they really
let's take a trip to the Looney Barn and get down to the kills.
Damn, the Looney Barn. I get that.
The first pair of kills is right off the bat when some stupid kids in some stupid hats dig up old Worm Eyes. That's my new nickname for Jason. I think it's really gonna stick. He thanks them with his machete. First he impales Neil in the stomach. No, his name is never said in the movie, but the internet knows all. Then Jason stabs Les right in the neck with a screwdriver. Why was Jason buried with a screwdriver? Who the fuck knows? Watching from the woods is Corey Feldman, and Jason actually looks pretty damn creepy.
It's a dream.
As he stalks towards Tommy,
he obviously knows
wakes
that.
up and is a hot guy. That's right, those first two kills were just a dream, but on this series I'll probably count imaginary kills. Or maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter, guys. Please don't leave comments yelling at me. But yeah, Tommy's grown up to be this jock with glasses, and he's headed to a farm for the mentally ill. What's wrong with the people there? I can't really tell, except one dude has a stutter, I guess. But that guy also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they never came off like...
set a place for a dead person.
Good call, guy. The farm's run by Matthew Letter, who totally has a bromance with the sheriff, and his assistant Pam Roberts, a pretty lady who gets creeped on by Billy the van driver.
Anytime, doll.
Yeah, he's a creep,
Dude also looks at porno mags on the job because literally everyone in these movies, especially this one, is driven entirely by sex. Tommy meets reckless Reggie, whose dialogue consists entirely of things old white guys imagine black kids say on the street.
Scared of rubber spiders on string?
Scared cat. Yo, man. Oh, gotta split. Catch you later, there's action.
And we meet all the other eventual victims, including hillbilly neighbors, Reggie's grandpa George, and all the insane asylum kids who just happen to all be attractive teenagers. All except Joey, I guess, a guy who loves chocolate even at the expense of clean sheets. Joey also gets surprised axed in the fucking back by this dude Vic. Vic could probably take Jason too. Shit, look at that guy. Instead, he gets pissed at Joey for being annoying and chops both his
afterwards, but
and his spine in half, giving us the third kill.
That guy should have been the killer.
Gets Vic arrested,
seriously,
disappointing those of us who wanted a Vic versus Jason finale. That would be awesome. Joey's body is
if you were gonna make a killer up, you know.
Paramedics. One's your average asshole from these movies.
Bunch of pussies.
The other is Roy Burns, who acts totally normal and not suspicious at all as he stares into a fade out. We then meet perhaps the most inconsequential characters I've ever seen in these films, a pair of greasers having car trouble. Look, I don't know why they're there other than to die, but they definitely do that. Vinny gets a road flare in the mouth while he's fixing the car, showing everyone that people can make decent jack-o'-lanterns too. Save a pumpkin, use a greaser. Then Pete comes back from pooping in the woods with bunnies to give an extended improv scene in the car.
Come on now. Come on, everybody, same starting. Come on, motherfucker. Fix the fucking car. Come on. Fucked up again, you asshole.
Pure poetry. He then gets his
pure
throat
poetry
slit with a machete. It's a shame, really. I think that guy had a wildly successful freestyle career ahead of him. The cops find their bodies and Roy acts totally natural, not saying anything suspicious at all.
What the hell's going on here? You talking to me, Sheriff?
Huh? Oh, I thought you was talking to me.
Smooth. Next, we find out just how hot Tommy is. I wasn't lying. And that he can also bust a fool with need
Yeah,
be.
dude, he kicked.
That man had a family.
Worth it,
check
yeah.
in here, a check in
He
there,
deserved it.
and now we're meeting this chick at the diner who's introduced just in time for some real gratuitous nudity. She's getting picked up by that pervy driver guy who must be really funny or something. And he dies when the killer, who's totally not Roy Burns, slams an axe into a cantaloupe painted like his head. Oh, that's supposed to be his head. I see, sorry. Guess that was his head, guys. Lana, the waitress, gets one last bump in before getting an axe to the stomach about 40 minutes into the film. You'd think someone would live a little longer after an axe to the gut, but according to these movies, it's downright humane how fast people die from it. At this point, buckle up, because it is time to start killing all those characters we've met in the first act. First, there's that really dirty dude who had just
that death was weird.
Ethel. He ends up in the woods, creeping on naked teens, then turns around and gets stabbed in the stomach with a knife. Along with the greasers, this guy has to be one of the most tangential characters ever. He's just there to be a statistic. Then, of course, there's the naked teens he was spying on. Dude, she's really cute. Naked. The girl Tina just has these really long voyeuristic shots of her lying there naked by herself. It's only a little sleazy until you find out that director Danny Steinman started his career making porn.
He's a porn director.
Sleazy. Her death is cool though. The killer stabs her in the face with some garden shears and then slams them shut. It's done off screen, but we see her right afterward when Eddie finds her body. That is one gruesome sight. Get it? Gruesome sight? She doesn't have eyes anymore? It's funny. Her paramour Eddie, who
this guy's death might be the best one,
up in the middle of
to be honest.
Sex,
Here, go wash up.
Okay, sugar.
comes back to find her dead and gets his head crushed by a belt and a stick. Definitely one of the most unique kills in the series, and downright painful too. Memorable all around, really.
Fucking
Reggie,
good.
Pam, and Tom
I like that
take
one.
the truck to go see Reggie's brother Demon, so there can be another character to kill. Oh, and look, he has a girlfriend. I didn't know there was a 2-for-1 deal going on. After Reggie leaves, Demon gets hit by some enchiladas.
Damn enchiladas!
Then runs to the outhouse.
Demon's awesome.
He and his girl Nita sing a romantic poopin' duet.
Hey, baby. Ooh, baby. Hey, baby. Ooh, baby.
Which is a really romantic twist on all the pooping going on in these movies. Nevertheless, they wind up dead. Demon finds Nita with her throat slit and her pulse oddly active for a dead person. Just look at it go. Just pulsing away. Then Demon himself
crazy
gets
looking.
impaled with a spike through the siding of the outhouse and takes a good long while relishing in his death scene. Hey, it's your big moment, Demon. Might as well milk it for all it's worth. Meanwhile, the angry redneck neighbors are all riled up because Tommy raged out and beat up Junior. Not only with some solid punches, but also a fucking leg drop.
Dude, he
Look
kicks
at
his
that.
ass,
My God.
man.
Junior rides his dirt bike around a frustratingly small loop several times in
Mom,
anger
they
before
hurt
getting
me.
decapitated by a cleaver. I won't say that's the best fake head ever made, but I will say it's better than Paul's exploding head in part 3. Good job, A New Beginning. You cleared a very low bar. Then Ethel gets a cleaver in the face through the window, causing her in turn to kill the tomato she's holding. Reminds me of the banana snuff murder in the final chapter. These guys love to kill their produce.
Hell yeah.
People like Ethel. Hell of a character. I'm sure she'll make a hell of a stew. Now we're an hour into the movie, and Jake, the stuttering guy, gathers up his courage and comes on to Redhead Robin.
I want to make love with you.
She responds to him in the way every guy loves to hear. He wanders upstairs in rejection and then gets a cleaver to the face.
Yep.
We later see his body when Robin discovers it in her bed. Guess he wound up there anyway, right, Jake?
Yep.
But he's dead, so it doesn't count. Robin herself is the next to go, but only after getting naked and wandering around topless, because again, sleazy porn director. She's killed with the, by now, very familiar stab through the bottom of the bed treatment. This marks the 3rd time they've done this kill in just 5 movies, and none
pretty watered
have matched
down,
the
too.
awesomeness of the original with Kevin Bacon. Oh yeah, there's also this alternative chick, Violet, who's actually a really sweet breakdancer.
I like
because
Violet.
We watch her dance for an uncomfortably long time. She gets killed too, slammed up against the wall and stabbed
Dude,
with a
her
machete. I'm noticing
alternative
that despite
death,
the high
though,
body
is
count,
like-
a lot of the action occurs off screen or in lame-looking close-ups. Kind of a bummer. From here, we arrive at the final girl circuit. Running the course this time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Pam.
That's right, Pam Roberts. Let's see how she does when she's up against a fake Jason
She just
Voorhees.
screams.
Pam checks all the boxes. She makes sure the young kid is safe. She runs around in the rain in a white shirt. She finds bodies of all the victims. Thing is, usually those bodies are of people we've already seen killed, but this time they use the opportunity to add new corpses to the count. First, she finds that douchey paramedic with his throat slit. You'll be forgiven if you didn't recognize him. Dude was barely in the movie, and finding his body here really has no impact. I mean, aside from giving us this wonderful scream from Reggie. Then she nearly runs into Matthew Letter, who's been pinned to the tree with a knife through
so
his
many
head. Looks
disappointing
like you just
deaths.
got a promotion, Pam. Way to lean in. Finally, she has a corpse thrown at her through the window, a final girl circuit staple, and sees that it's Reggie's grandpa George. Looks like he's missing his eyeballs. What you doing with those eyeballs?
I forget
Roy?
if Reggie
Collecting
saw
eyeballs
that.
for some reason? That's weird. Pam's circuit comes to a head, as many of these do, in a barn. Not a very original finish, Pam, but there is something to be said for being traditional. She fights Jason with a chainsaw, which is pretty freaking sweet, and Reggie screams from the rafters until Tommy shows up to save the day. How's he do? Not great, Bob. He gets his ass kicked way faster than you'd expect. Remember this guy? What happened to him? Instead,
Yeah,
he's
you
down and
wish
out,
he
leaving
kicked his
Reggie and
ass,
Pam
like,
to fight
seriously.
the killer on their own. Reggie does a flying tackle that knocks the killer out of the barn window, and before he can take them down with him, Tommy resurfaces and cuts off his arm with a machete. The Jason wannabe then falls down onto some farm spikes, which is their technical name, and his mask peels off, revealing that he's... Holy shit, it's Roy Burns? No way! Wow, what a totally unexpected yet satisfying twist to this movie. The wrap-up comes from Matthew Letter's bro.
Did they try to
sheriff,
psycho
explaining
it?
everything
Yeah.
to Pam. Apparently, Roy was Joey's dad and snapped when he saw his son's body. He then modeled his kills after Jason because... Well, because really, they need another Friday the 13th movie. Speaking of which, this one ends with yet another fake death when Pam goes to check on Tommy in his hospital bed.
Kind of a
He voids
Scream
out
thing,
and
you
pulls
know?
a machete out of nowhere and sticks her in the gut with it, making Pam the final kill in this movie. Only not really, because this is a Friday film, so we should have known this was all just a stupid fucking dream. Tommy wakes
Yeah.
up from it and sees a vision of Jason in his hospital room. The real Jason, not Roy Burns, notice the red marks on the mask. Then it gets all creepy and the movie ends with him maybe actually killing Pam, or maybe he was just gonna fix her some lunch. Whatever. This thing's finally over. Let's do the numbers on
The
this
ending was
sleazy,
bullshit, yeah.
dirty, nasty film.
So it has to be the tree death, right? When he turns the
There were
belt
22 deaths
and
in
everything.
Friday the 13th: A New Beginning, although not all were from the Jason imitator Roy Burns. 2 were from Jason himself in a dream sequence, 1 was from Scary Vic, and Dream Pam was killed by Dreamy Tommy. Gender breakdown is 15 guys, 7 girls, much more imbalanced than the previous 4 films, and with a runtime of 90 minutes,
It's gotta be the
that's
tree.
a kill every 4 minutes on average. Damn. The golden chainsaw for coolest kill is gonna go to Eddie. I still feel like it
Yep.
could be a little bit more gory like all the kills in this movie, but it still feels really painful watching Roy Burns twist that stick around and tighten that belt. Just ignore the fact that he twists it around 2 different directions.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Lamest kill was a little more tough. I'm gonna give it to Violet because look at that stab. That is seriously a pillow they're stabbing right there. Tom Savini is rolling in the grave he made from scratch and sleeps in every night. And that's Friday the 13th: A New Beginning, released in 1985
really is a
to an
pillow.
audience very upset that the killer they spent all that time watching was just some asshole named Roy Burns. For part 6, they made it clear that Mr. Voorhees would return, and we'll look at that next week. Until then, I'm
Jason
James
lives.
Anjanese. This has been the Kill Count.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching Kill Count for Friday the 13th. And
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, the movie itself was meh. As I said, a guilty pleasure more than anything. It's not a great movie. The twist with Roy Burns just really, I like Roy, but they could have made a different slasher movie entirely and used Roy Burns in it, and it probably would have worked just as fine. If you look at it as almost a non-Friday the 13th, kind of like Season of the Witch, you can almost enjoy it more, but the fact that it was a Friday the 13th film and had the audacity to imitate or have someone come out and try to impersonate Jason so they can get away with murder, it's not the same, especially when you established throughout the first 4 films that Jason was like this franchise's icon. You know, unlike Halloween, there was only 2 movies and a solid death for Michael Myers in the second film to kind of, you know, try to do something different. But this one, they actually had like 3, well, technically, well, I guess you can count the first one because Jason's in there somewhat, but 3 to 4 films to kind of build Jason up, and then you try to just throw him to the side, and then you try to throw, not only that, but then they try to throw Roy Burns to the side and try to make Tommy Jarvis the next Jason, and that, it just didn't work. It just was not there. So I agree with his kill choices. I think those are very fitting for the main ones, you know. But I would say the off-screen kills were probably the most disappointing. I wouldn't give it to Violet. I would say, you know, Reggie's grandfather, or the guy who owns the orphanage, or whatever you want to say, the loony bin, whatever you want to call it. I don't, probably would have been the least coolest kill. The guy that worked for the Hillbillies and was like creeping on the teens and got stabbed. His death was pretty lame too. So I mean, there's a lot of lame kills in this movie, but overall, you know, whatever. It's a very mediocre slasher film, but I enjoy it for what it is. So guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What was your favorite and least favorite kill in Friday the 13th: A New Beginning? Let me hear your thoughts down below. Of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We post as often as we can. We keep it retro while we do it. We enjoy doing it. Like the content if you like the content. We're aiming for 10,000 subs by the end of the year. I think we can do it, but that's up to you guys. So until next time, movie friends, take care, and I'll check you guys out in the next video.